and welcome to 1 p.m. news. This is Chris Mololo and Gideon Maina is our sign language interpreter. We are here to update you with the latest stories from our newsrooms this hour. Let's begin. Azimio la Umoja leader Raila Odinga now calls for more consultations as the only way to deal with Kenya's economic challenges. While decrying the hard economic time that has persisted in this country, Odinga noted that Kenya is in the current situation because President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza administration has a deficit of technocrats in the sector of economics. The ODM chief further said as Kenyans prepare to usher in the new year 2024 amid the economic challenges, there is a need for unity amongst the Kenyan people, reiterating that opportunities should be created for more consultations. Odinga, who spoke when he joined worshippers for a Christmas service at St. Peter's Nyamira ACK Church in Bondo constituency, stated that the Kenya Kwanza government was making life very difficult, not because they like, but because they lack proper economists who can give advice to them.
But let us focus on what can unite our people. How can we bring our people together? This is the most important thing. The new year, we want people to be more united than they were in this last year we finished. Let us create opportunities for more product, more consultations. Let's consult more. We don't need to be talking too much. We are talking to a deadwood which is not listening to. Prepare yourselves for difficult times, but also prepare to deal with those difficult times.
And Kenyans, sometimes when we make decisions and we're crying about the economy, we should look at the neighborhood and what our neighbors are doing. Normally, the parameter of foreign direct investment flowing into countries is a good indication whether that economy is performing well or is not performing well. As we speak now, according to a report by UNCTAD that came out in the middle of this year, towards the second half of this year, the foreign direct investments flowing into African countries, the 10 top countries, Kenya was not one of them. Kenya was not one of them. But I think the tragedy is that some countries which are in that list, the 10 countries in Africa which are receiving the highest amount of foreign direct investment, include countries like Ghana, Uganda, Tanzania, and even Zambia. Kenya is not anywhere in the list. Secondly, if you look at the fastest growing economies in Africa, the 10 fastest growing economies in Africa, Kenya is not there.
In class 7 and 8, so-called junior secondary school, are going through schooling without teachers. Where on earth do you find a government employing teachers on contract? Ati walimu wanaajiriwa kwa njia ya, what do you call it in Kiswahili? Kandarasi, joiros konyakani. There is no way you can have people employed on 1-year contracts without a guarantee of those contracts being renewed. Being entrusted with the onerous task of educating our children. And Madam Aja is here, Mama. I'm sure you know, it can't happen. We can't have two parallel systems. Of one system where teachers are employed by TSC on permanent and pensionable terms. On the other hand, others who are employed on contract and tasked with delicate responsibility of educating our CBC students, junior secondary students, class 7 and 8. So something has to give. And I've said this many times before. I want to repeat it here in Nyamira. that if for sure Ruto has failed to implement the CBC as was initially decided, he must own up and say tumeshindwa. Then we can have a conversation. There is no harm. We can still go back to the old system rather than condemning our children and their future to experiments whose results we all know.
Regarding the festivities, Nairobians flocked to Uhuru Park for family recreation after the Nairobi County announced free entry over Christmas and New Year. The park has yet to be officially opened. However, Governor Johnson Sakaja has assured that the KDF will officially hand over the park to the county early next year. The Uhuru Park grounds played host to hundreds of city residents who were out to celebrate Christmas. Visitors at the park said they opted for the public recreational facility to cut down on costs.
Usafiri imekuwa ngumu kidogo, sasa huku ndio imekuwa ndio karibu, na tukaamua tuje na jamii ili tuweze kufurahia pamoja.
Nimeona watu wengi hawajasafiri kama miaka iliyopita ambayo imepita. Ni kulingana na hii hali ya ngumu ya maisha ilivyo.
Ndio vile imetengeneza huku, imerembesha vizuri sana pia, na tunajifunza mambo mengi yenye imeweza kuweka huku ndani. So ni jambo muhimu sana ambalo limetufanya sisi tuweze kutokea huku nje.
Elsewhere, community dialogue groups have been formed in Shinyalu sub-county to spearhead sensitization of the community members in a bid to reduce gender-based violence and teenage pregnancies. The groups include Service Providers Community Dialogue Group, Religious Youth and Authority Dialogue Groups. The groups will convene about 15 meetings where they will dissect the issues that lead to gender-based violence and teenage pregnancies and try to find solutions through the community members. After the 15 meetings that will include sensitizing the community members will make a declaration in 2024 to be on the forefront to stop GBV, teenage pregnancies and early marriages in the villages.
We want to rise up. Tunataka tukaweze kuinuka as a community. We want to say no to some of these things that have been happening in the community and outside this community. Hatutakubali mambo ya teen pregnancy katika maeneo haya. Hiyo tunataka kusema hapana kabisa. Na itawezekana tu kama wote tutaongea lugha moja, kama wote tutashikana, kama wote tutakuwa na information kutoka kule mashinani. Mambo ya child marriages, hiyo tumetaka kupinga kabisa. Kupitia kwa village elders wetu, watu wa nyumba 10, tunataka like juzi nimekuwa na mambo ya kwamba mtu yeyote akikija kwa area, mtu mgeni lazima tumjue anaishi pale namna gani. Na it is very possible. Wasichana wadogo hawa utawapata mtoni wameenda kuleta maji, lazima tujue wewe uko kwa boma ya nani kama nani. Kama ameolewa lazima tumnusuru mapema asaidike, kwa sababu maisha ya kesho inategemea mtoto kama huyu, na asipoenda shule atapata tabu zaidi.
Tunaandaa jamii kukaa katika vikao vya mazungumzo kwa vitengo tofauti tofauti ambayo inajulikana kwa Kiingereza kama community dialogues, na hivi vitengo vinahusisha watu wanaotoka sehemu tofauti tofauti. Kwa mfano, kuna wale wanakaa ambao wanaitwa service provider, idara ya afya, wizara ya afya, na mashirika mengine ambayo yanatoa idara ambayo ni ya usimamizi kiongozwa na machifu wetu, wazee wa mtaani na nyumba 10.
So prevention, tulisema prevention tuna report, unaweza report through sub chiefs ama police station ama use of suggestion boxes, ama pia unaweza tumia helpline. Na helpline of children ni 116 ama of CHPs ama ile watu wakubwa ni